Reverb can be used to place an instrument in an acoustic space or as an enhancement to liven up a sound and make it stand out in a mix. There are a few audio effects as misunderstood and misused as reverb. Digital reverb at its heart is a series of very fast delays which simulate the effect of a sound reflecting or reverberating off the walls of a room. There are a few different types of reverb simulation based upon the type of space they are recreating. Starting with real spaces in order of size, there are common algorithms for churches, halls, and rooms, which include small ambiances where the tails are not so obvious, and chambers, the basement and stairwell echo chambers of yesteryear. Other mechanical types can include spring, simulating the reverb in a guitar amp, and plate, simulating the metallic plates used to create echo effects from the 50s and 60s. Other unusual types include nonlinear or gated and reverse. Let's listen to what a few of these sound like. Here's a saxophone being sent to a hall reverb. He sounds like he's in a concert hall. Here's a plate. It's a bit more dense and a bit more metallic. Here's a chamber. It sounds more like a stairwell. And here's a gate where the sound shuts off abruptly. There are a few basic parameters common to most reverb algorithms, the most important being the decay time or length of the reverb tail. Let's go back to the hall and I'll make it quite long. Longer decay time generally correlates to a larger space. The pre-delay is the amount of time between the source sound and the beginning of the reverb sound. More pre-delay separates the tail further from the original sound. So you can use pre-delay to make the initial sound source a little bit clearer and still maintain a long reverb tail. Early reflections refers to the amount of direct reflected sound from the walls in the room in proportion to the more diffuse reverb tail. Many reverbs have color controls, or EQ, controlling the tone of the reverb tail, and diffusion parameters to control the blurriness or clarity of the individual reflections. It's not uncommon for engineers to add an EQ plugin after the reverb return to further shape the reverb color to fit into the mix. Throughout the rest of this chapter, I'm going to show you how Waves integrates these types of reverbs into their flagship reverb plugins and give you a few suggestions about how and when to use them.